Soreness is not a badge of honor. I fully believed that if I wasn't sore the next day, the workout just didn't count at all. I am almost 3 years alcohol free, and I wish that I did this so much sooner. I wish I got rid of alcohol a long time ago. Back then, it was always about the step count. I just had to hit the numbers. And now walking is a whole different mindset. If I were starting my fitness journey over today, here is what I would do and what I would stop wasting my time on. Hello, friends. Welcome back to the show. It's Tara here. And today we're getting real about something I know many of us can relate to. Starting or maybe restarting your fitness journey and feeling like you have to do all the things. So listen, if I could go back in time when I first started strength training, I would do so many things differently. And if I had done them differently, I'd probably be like a damn super shiro by now. So I want to save you from spinning your wheels. In this episode, I'm breaking down exactly what I'd do if I were starting over today and what I would absolutely stop wasting my time on. And if you notice, I am in a different space today. I am not in my small little corner of my office. I am at a studio in Austin recording this live as a solo episode. I'm super excited to be here. It's called Just Push Record, a studio in Austin. My friend Corey owns this spot, and I'm just really excited to just be outside of my house, honestly. So if you're watching this on YouTube, let me know what you think, because I'm loving it already. Today, we're going to talk about why lifting weights would be my day one move, why I'd quit chasing soreness and sweat, how I'd actually fuel my body instead of undereating, why walking is way more powerful than you think, and why mobility, warm-ups, and cool-downs matter a hell of a lot more than I used to give them credit for. So I think we should just dive right into it. What do you think? I was also with Dr. Jolene Brighton. I went to a podcast in Mexico City, and we kept talking about taking up space. And all I feel like I do when I sit down is cross my legs. So we're going to open the legs and take up space here on the couch, especially as I'm by myself. So number one, I would start by lifting weights, not doing more just for the sake of doing more, like more volume and more cardio and more hits. Back when I first started, I fell into the same trap so many women do, that thinking more equals better, like more cardio, more hit, more classes, more sweat, more exhaustion. And I thought that if I just worked out longer and harder, that I would see better results. But here's what actually happened. I was running exhausted. I constantly didn't have energy. I was running on fumes and still frustrated with how I looked and felt, because all of that more wasn't building the strength or the body composition I really wanted. So honestly, if I started over today, I'd keep it super simple and smart. I'd start with 3 full body sessions a week, not because it sounds sexy, but because it works. And I wouldn't be doing it to shrink myself. I would do it to get stronger. I'd focus on building muscle on purpose with quality, intentional training. So first, prioritizing progressive overload, which is gradually lifting heavier over time. I would use full range of motion. I'd focus on good form, not just moving fast. And I would give my body the time to recover and adapt. Why? Because building muscle is the biggest game changer ever. It's how you actually transform your body composition, more muscle, less fat, a stronger, more athletic shape. But also it's how you boost your metabolism long-term. And muscle is metabolically active tissue. So the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn at rest. It also supports hormone health and joint stability, longevity. Honestly, it just makes you feel like a badass. And if I had known this from day one, I would have saved myself so much time wasted on doing more, when smarter strength training was the key to everything all along. Number 2, I would stop chasing soreness and sweat. I used to think that if I wasn't sore or dripping sweat, it did not count. I remember when I first got into fitness, I fully believed that if I wasn't sore the next day, the workout just didn't count at all. And if I wasn't leaving the gym drenched in sweat, basically forget it. I had failed. I should be leaving dripping in sweat and feeling exhausted, right? That's what a workout's supposed to do. And so what did I do? If I wasn't dripping in sweat, I would actually stack HIIT classes. I would double up on cardio. I would do so much more and as much as I possibly could. And then really, basically, I was burning myself out in the process. I was constantly sore, tired, under-recovered, frustrated, because as much work as I was putting in, my body wasn't even changing the way I wanted it to, or the way I thought it was going to, at least. Not that I really even wanted to change my body. I was just like, why does it still look the same? And so here's what I know now. Soreness is not a badge of honor. It literally just means that you did something novel or pushed tissues in a way they weren't used to. It's like if you're doing a different variation, a pistol squat or a Bulgarian split squat, or lifting something heavier, or, taking your body through different exercises that it hasn't done before. And so it is not a direct indicator of progress, strength gains, or fat loss. In fact, constantly chasing soreness can backfire. And how can it do that? Because it impairs your recovery and performance. It can also increase injury risk, and it can mess with your consistency because you're always too wiped out to train well and be intentional with your training. And really, the sweat is just your body's way of regulating temperature. Some workouts I barely sweat at all, like upper body day, but lower body, I am drenched in sweat. That doesn't mean that upper was worse than lower. You can have an incredibly effective strength session and barely break a sweat, and that is totally fine. I mean, it is very humid in Austin and I'm working out in the garage, so I am sweating a lot now. But real progress comes from following smart, consistent programming. It comes from focusing on progressive overload, which is getting stronger over time. I have a whole episode on progressive overload if you want to know what that means. And managing recovery so that your body can actually adapt. And building habits you can maintain long-term, not chasing temporary highs from killer workouts. And one more thing I would tell to my younger self: your worth, it is not tied to how flat your stomach looks. And fitness is about so much more: strength, energy, resilience, confidence. The aesthetic changes will come as a side effect of training smart and taking care of your body, but they do not define you. They do not define you. Okay. Next thing. Number 3 is I would prioritize protein and stop undereating like it was cool. I know protein is trendy. It's a word everyone's talking about. But back when I first started training, I treated undereating like something I was proud of. All of those workouts that I was doing more of, well, I was just eating less. And I was like, see, this is what they tell me to do, right? Like work out more and eat less. And I thought that eating as little as possible was how you got lean. Skipping meals, eating tiny portions, like I was surviving on salads. And I genuinely believed that was discipline. That was something that I should be doing. But here's the truth: undereating wrecked my progress. I had no energy for my workouts, especially those 2-a-day workouts. And I really wasn't building any muscle. My recovery sucked. And then my hormones, they were not happy. I lost my period for several months. But now I know better. If you want to build muscle, fuel performance, and actually change your body, girl, you need to eat. And not just anything. You need protein. Protein is the building block of muscle. And every year as I get older, I want to put more muscle on my body because every woman is going to lose muscle. Every decade after 30, you lose between 3 and 8% of muscle. So every time you strength train, you're breaking down muscle tissue. Your body needs enough protein and calories to rebuild that muscle. Without enough protein, you're spinning your wheels. You can train hard and still not see the muscle gains you want. So now I prioritize protein every day. You better believe I always have a Chomps in my purse at all times. I've got to have some sort of snack on me. If there's one thing I've learned in my mid-30s, always have snacks. And honestly, I aim to get protein at every meal. That's how I help my clients as well, not just post-workout, because that steady intake supports muscle growth, helps keep me fuller longer, and helps regulate blood sugar and cravings. And hydration is obviously so important here as well. I used to totally overlook it. And then I was also the person that used to hold a gallon water bottle around with me at all times. And now I have a balance. Now I know that hydration is important for energy, performance, recovery, joint health, and how my body processes nutrients. But I hydrate now like it matters because it truly does. And yeah, another thing, I would cut back on alcohol. Trust me on this one. I am almost 3 years alcohol-free, and I wish that I did this so much sooner. I wish I got rid of alcohol a long time ago, but alcohol impairs muscle protein synthesis, aka how your body builds muscle. Alcohol also messes with recovery and sleep. It aids stress. It adds stress to your body when you're already asking a lot from it in training. And if I had fueled my body properly from the start with enough food, enough protein, hydration, dialed in, and no alcohol, man, dang. It is what it is. But I would have gotten stronger faster and felt so much better doing it. So if you are younger than me in your 20s, if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, if you're listening to this, you can make these changes now, but hey, listen to me now. Do not wait any longer. Number 4 is I would go on walks, but not just for the step count. Back then, like it was always about the step count, you know? I just had to hit the numbers. I had to close my rings. Oh man, closing of the rings, throwback. I just had to check things off my box, move on. It was just like another thing I had to do on my list. It was so much more about hitting a target than actually tuning into how my body felt. And now walking is a whole different mindset. I walk for my brain, my body, my mood, my energy, my sanity, my mental health. Walking is so underrated. It's one of the best things you can do for your recovery, your hormones, your body composition, and especially when you're lifting heavy and balancing stress. So why is walking so valuable and so important? And in every program that I write, because it helps manage cortisol. It literally calms your nervous system, especially if you can get outside and in nature. It boosts blood flow and lymphatic circulation, which is great for recovery. It supports healthy blood sugar regulation. It will aid digestion. It improves mood and mental clarity. Hello, I literally go on walks as like a part of my therapy. And unlike lifting or HIIT, walking isn't stressful on the body. It's restorative. It helps balance out the stress of training and life instead of adding to it. And movement outside your workouts matters way more than people think. Because think about it, your workout is 1 hour a day, a few times a week. What about the other 23 hours in the day? If you are sedentary, the rest of those hours, you're missing a huge piece of the puzzle. So now I walk because it feels good. I don't really walk for the step count, although I do wear a watch and it tells me how many steps I'm taking. But I walk because it makes me feel good, because my body needs movement throughout the day and not just in that workout window. If I embraced that sooner, I would have just been healthier overall. Honestly, I probably would have been happier and way less stressed. That is for sure. Number 5, I would never skip my warm-up or cool down again. Man, I used to be the queen of skipping both. Warm-up, I would just jump right in, or maybe I would do like a couple exercises, like whatever. I just need to go sweat. Like all I cared about was sweating. Man, if I could just see her now and shake her. The cool down, no time, gotta go. I don't have time for this. So I used to be a group fitness instructor for years. And I remember people leaving right after the workout was over because they got what they wanted out of it. They just wanted to sweat super bad. And as soon as the cool down started, they were like, see ya, gotta go to work now. And I'm like, what are we doing here? I know that so many of us have done this before. I used to think it really didn't matter, and that the workout was the most important part and the rest was optional. Like it was just fluffy. And now I know better, because the warm up, your mobility are literally the most important part of the workout. And I know I will probably get flack for that. So you can say this. You can take this from me. Your warm up is the most important part of the workout. Why? Because it is not just for performance in the gym, but how your body feels and functions the rest of the time. A proper warm up for me, my clients, and everyone at Broads preps your joints and tissues for the movements you're about to do. It activates the right muscles so you're moving well and lifting safely. It reduces injury risk. It actually helps you perform better, heavier lifts, better range of motion, more power. And your cool downs and mobility work help bring your nervous system back down after training. It improves your recovery, supports better flexibility and movement quality. It helps reduce that soreness and stiffness. It keeps your body moving long-term, which matters way more than you think, but you don't actually think about that until you get older. And then you're like, I should have done this years ago. Why do we all do the same thing? I should have started this years ago. Well, now I'm telling you this. So do it. And honestly, I would take it one step further. I would sprinkle mobility and stretches throughout my day, not just around my workouts. Because as we talked about with movement and walking, your workouts are a tiny slice of your day. It's a tiny slice of your week. So the more you move your body through mobility and through walking throughout the day, the more progress you will see within your workouts and your health and fitness journey. How you move those other 23 hours of the day matters just as much. Honestly, if not more. If you're sitting at a desk all day, scrolling on your phone, locked in poor posture, even a really great workout will not undo that. But moving throughout your whole day, that is what keeps your body feeling good, resilient, and ready to perform. So if I built that habit earlier, like I said I was going to, and took 5 to 10 minutes here and there to stretch, open up, move my body, I know my joints would have been a lot happier and my lifts would have progressed even faster. I just know it. And I just know it. But if you join Broads, I write all this for you. So I take all the guesswork out of it. And obviously I can do this for you. Okay. That is what I have for you today. Those are my 5 things that if I knew this earlier, I would be that super Shiro. I would be in a purple. You know, the Power Rangers never had the color purple, but I would be in a purple suit. If you're starting or restarting your fitness journey, do not fall for the all or nothing trap. Progress lives in the middle. You don't need to do everything. You just need to do the right things consistently and with intention. If I had known this back then, man, geez. Oh, wow. So take it from me. Start smart, train with purpose, fuel your body, and take care of it beyond the gym. And as always, if you love this episode, share it with a friend who needs to hear it. Share it with your brother, your sister, your mother, your friend, your stranger. I want them all to hear it. If you love this episode, please leave a review. Reviews make the world go round. And in the review, you can tell me what kind of superhero you would be if you did all of these years ago. All right, I'll catch you next time.